Looking forward to a nice warm latte of a morning, and this happens? Don't get even. I'll show you how to fix it. Here's the head of the coffee frother. There's a few things to check before I go on and try and repair this. One is that the seal's in here in good condition. This is in firmly and all the way up. Check that this lines up with the center position here, which is the froth position. This also comes out, and this in here is some sort of aerator. That needs to be cleaned too. Make sure that's clean. Let's take that off. Now the main frothing part is this unit here, and as you can see it gets a build-up of milk on it. This milk is very hard to get off. There's probably something that'll take it off. I haven't tried vinegar or anything like that. Maybe that would work. It needs to be something that you can consume and won't leave a smell or taste, but it gets right through it. Inside here is 2 springs and 2 balls, and I think that's the main culprit. The spring and the balls are behind this little rubber tube, so that just comes out like that. Now I think this little spring is used to swirl the milk and froth it. They all seem to have a spring. So I'll take the other one out. Just be careful with this rubber. Don't want to damage it. That'll be the end of it. So there's the other spring. I did a little experimenting and I found that vinegar will remove this milk solid. The problem is that the milk protein builds up on all these surfaces over time, and it's only a little bit at a time. Even though I do a wash, every time I do a coffee I do a wash cycle on the machine, but it still manages to build up over time. I think what it does is it obstructs the amount of flow you get through here, and there's not enough flow to pick up the milk from the container. I've put some vinegar in a container and I'm going to soak it. This seems to melt the protein pretty well. It still needs a bit of a scrub afterward. I'll put the 2 springs in as well. I think the springs are used to swirl the milk around. Might as well put the little rubbers in as well. And the balls. Alright, these have been soaking for about a half an hour or so. I'll see how it's gone. It looks pretty good. I don't know if it's dried on. Oh, that's coming off very easily. I'll try and clean out the rest of it here. I would like to have been able to get a pipe cleaner up there, but I can't do it, it won't fit. I've got a bit of wire here. I've rounded off the edge so there's no sharp corners on it, and I'll just run it through. It comes right up to the end here. Just make sure there's nothing stuck in there. I'm going to go and rinse this under some hot water once I finish this, and I think that'll be fine. There's the springs. I'll put them on this little shaft so I don't lose them. They look pretty clean actually. I have a toothbrush here. I'll just give them a quick scrub. They're perfectly clean now. So the vinegar's worked really well. Alright, I'm going to rinse these under hot water. I'll make sure I don't lose the little springs, and I'll come back. I've run this under hot water and it's come out perfectly clean. What I need to do now is put the springs in. The springs go in line with these 2 little nibs on the end there. So follow the tube up, and it's these 2 here. So just a matter of dropping the springs in. And they should sit right down the bottom there. And ball on top. This rubber goes in one way only. It's got a bigger hole at one end than the other, so the small head goes against the ball, so it goes in first. So that just pushes in. Same again with this one, small hole down, push it in. This top cap is universal, it doesn't matter which way it goes. Of course the tangs have got to line up with the little holes. Apart from that, it'll go either way. Okay. That's it done, and that will now work perfectly. I've done this a number of times. That is the first time I've used vinegar. I've just used mechanical means to get it off in the past, but it's come up much cleaner than normal. So I'm going to do a cleaning cycle on that and then make a coffee. I put it on a clean cycle. I'll just make sure there's no vinegar or any milk residue in there. I doubt there is. I've edited these cycles a bit shorter so they don't take too long. Let's make a nice cup of coffee. And now for the foam, and it's perfect. Here's the change over to milk froth. And there's a lovely cup of coffee. I hope that was helpful, and thank you so much for watching.